Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy, people. That was a bit delayed, wasn't it? Made hard work of it, but I'll take it. I'll take the 3 points. Oh my gosh. First half, I thought Man United, all of the minerals, all of the things that I talk about, all of the things that I bang on about in here, physicality, aggression, intensity, all those things I thought we showed. I thought we were first to the ball. I thought we dominated the possession in the first half without really creating any like cutting edge, you know what I mean? Chances, clear chances. So it was a bit of a different game. Old Trafford, a bit nervous. You can sense it tonight. The definitely first half a lot better than the second half. Second half, fucking wow. Second half was crazy. It wasn't as good as the first half. I thought Brentford made changes. I thought they were. If you travelled up all the way down there, all the way like that, for that, then it is what it was. This was what I want to see more, bro. More from Bruno. Yeah. There you go, HK Music. He had a good game today. I think I counted that he gave the ball away twice in 94 minutes, which was good. He played a much deeper, like against Newcastle. He wasn't babysitting for Rashford or Anthony on the other side. He was just holding his position. He controlled the first half. He's the reason why we dominated that first half. So it was crazy in that sense. It was really crazy in that sense. But I thought he had a good game. Anthony, for me, man of the match for me. I go first because off the ball, Anthony, that was his best game for Man United, new Man United shirt. Second half, when we were under the pressure, when they were trying to attack Diego Dalot on that side, Anthony shut it down. He literally shut it down. And I know what you're saying. We've not spent 80 million for him to come back and defend. But I'm going to have to tell you guys, we've not been doing that lately. We've not been doing that. We've not been helping out the fullbacks. So for me, tonight, I'm super happy for what he did. I'm super happy what he did. Second half, Man United coming under the cosh. Anthony gets back in there and puts the absolute shift in. And that's what I expect. So he's a small guy. He had the intensity carried on from Newcastle. He had the aggression and he had the physicality. And he was a shocking to him and to all of us watching that he got taken off against Newcastle when he's by far the only player attacking-wise who was showing a bit of heart. For me, you have to play football. You have to play football for Man United. Manchester United. You have to have aggression, intensity, and physicality. That's the minimum. That's the absolute minimum. I can take players not being on form. I can take players not having that much quality on the ball. But what I can't take is for you to effing walk around the football pitch. Walk around the football pitch like an absolute slug. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I refuse it. I don't mind getting beat. Like a song goes, we won it all. I've seen the lot, trust me. I've seen Man United lift everything. But what I expect is the minimum. It's the absolute minimum. And in the first half, second, I thought we bullied them every second ball. I thought we matched their physicality. We matched their running. And they had nothing offer other than a looping header, speculative header from Tony towards that first half. But we should have scored another goal. We should have created more to score that second goal. I thought Sabitzer in that role was a lot better. And you know what? A lot of people criticize him. Defensively tonight, Scott McTominay was in the first half, brilliant. Pass of the second half, really good. On the ball quality, not so. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Garvers, I'll put the link on again. If you want to jump on. But yeah, big up HK Music. Yeah, Bruno, a lot better in the first half. I thought we controlled it. We controlled it in the first half. The tempo, he dictated the play. And I thought, he put on a really good performance. But second half, when they made changes to game change, obviously, because they're going to have to come into it, because they offered nothing in the first half. So second half, they made a game of it. And the game got a bit edgy. And you can tell the nervousness in the Old Trafford crowd. But you know what? De Gea, fantastic 1-on-1 save. I think he made 1 or 2 mistakes, kicking twice. He had bad 3 times. So other than that, you know what? We got 3 points because of De Gea. Because I couldn't see us getting it back on again to score a second goal. So shout out to David De Gea. He wasn't in one of his best games, like I said. That what he did on that. It is what it is. Tom, I don't know where Tom is. But Tom, if you're about, jump on as well. I'll go to you, Ariane. Are you there? What did you think?
Nordin.
Hey!
How we doing?
Sheikh Arian, Sheikh
Yeah,
Jasmine Arian, are you gonna buy Man United? Tell us the
yes,
latest.
yes. The Qataris are gonna place. We're ready to overpay, and we're gonna place a £7 billion bid. No, the
Breaking news,
documents have been
people!
drawn up.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Sheikh Arian Rashid is on the channel, close to Sheikh Jasmine Jazim of
Yeah.
Qatar. Listen, what did you think of the game? Talk to me.
What did I think of the game? Well, it was a really good game today. I can't lie. I mean,
The
first off,
first
we
half,
played.
how did it look on TV? Because I was there, obviously. How
Oh
did it look
yes,
on the first
on
half?
TV. Oh yeah, yeah. TV. I watched the first half. It was really good. First 10 minutes, we were going at them. Front three were pressing. Everyone was going. Even the fullbacks. Dallo had space, getting high and stuff. We had chances. And do you know what? To be honest, I think we should have scored two or three. I mean, if we're being honest, I mean, I looked at the way we were playing, and I thought, you know what, we could easily get a goal here. So, I mean, the amount of corners we had, 8 corners, wow. And yeah, credit to the lads. I mean, first, the fullbacks played well. Shaw played well. I know he had to go off, but even Dallo, Sabitzer was getting up high. Anthony was trying a little bit. Sancho, there was a bit. Sancho was trying, but for me, Sancho just needs to take on a bit more people. Even especially Rashford. But do you know what? First off, yeah, we did play really, really, really well. I think we should have scored, but I think the back five sort of held us back a little bit because we know how Brentford played. I mean, they did those times where they defended well, but overall, first off, I think it was really, really good and good response from the lads. You're on mute, Nuruddin.
Bruno playing in that deeper role, I thought definitely in the second half. Sorry,
100%.
first half. I thought he controlled the game for us. I thought he took the pace when he needed to take the pace. He took injected a bit more pace. I thought we pressed really well. You know what? No word of a lie. Obviously, to TV. When you watch it on TV, the camera follows the ball a lot.
Oh yeah, the follow
But
the
off
ball,
the
yeah.
ball, Sancho made so many brilliant runs tonight off the ball,
Yeah.
and nobody spotted him. I thought Sancho played well in the first half, definitely. And second half, obviously, Brentford had to come into it. They played for corners. They played for free kicks. The referee was an absolute disgrace, giving our players a yellow card for every challenge. Every one challenge, straight away giving them a yellow card. It is what it is.
Yes.
But big up to everybody. And smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. We're 700 away from 7,000. So let's go, people. Let the people know. We've got exclusive tonight from Sheikh Arian Rashid, representing in close contact with Sheikh Jazim of
Qatari
Qatar.
delegation.
Al Thani, mate, part of he's a representative of the Al Thani crew.
Yeah.
Big up to Arian. Malcolm, talk to me. Malcolm, how did you see the game? Obviously, it was on American television. You watched it clearly in 4HD. How did
Yeah.
you think United played?
Um, to be honest, I think we controlled the game pretty well. I wouldn't say we created as much. But honestly, I don't think Brentford was were too much trouble for us. The only thing I would say is that I just feel like we should have done more, to get that second goal. And you know, I think just we just come back from the Newcastle loss, and so honestly, I think we had to we had to bounce back, and I think this result kind of just shows that. I think at home, I think we control better, but away we just look a totally different side. But yeah, honestly, I think it was a hard fought win. Um, the only thing I would assess is just the midfield. Just the midfield's just it's look, man. It's we're gonna have to put up with this for the next I think I think the I think the Everton game, and then I think Casemiro is back after that. But yeah, Scott McTominay, this guy just needs to go. He needs to leave. Um, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Malcolm, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually thought defensively he was
Yeah,
quite solid tonight. On the ball, the quality is not there, obviously.
yeah,
But defensively, second
yeah.
half he went missing a little bit. Left Bruno by himself in the middle a bit too much. But in the first half, I thought he made some fantastic blocks. and he cleared the ball when they whipped the ball in across the ground. I thought he made some really good clearances. We have to be fair to him. We have to be fair. In this channel, we need to always be fair and be objective
Of
because
course.
we know he's not good enough. But tonight, he was a lot better than what he was against Newcastle, 100%.
I think based on how we're assessing him, in this game only, I think he's more of in maybe like a defensive midfielder or something like that. But I just feel like the quality isn't is not you know I'm just saying, like, just the quality overall um is not something that can really benefit us long term. But I think defensively, defensively he was sound, okay. I mean, he was defensively sound, but going forward, it's not there. But honest, just overall, the overall game, I think we controlled it well. And we're on to Everton at home, and that's a must win. We have to beat Everton. If
Yeah,
we if
we have
we
to. We have to.
draw and Newcastle win, then top four may be a doubt. It may be, so we have to beat Everton. Um, yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Definitely. Big up ITN. It was a bit of a slugfest. I'm not going to lie to you. It was nervy in the second half, but first half, definitely. We absolutely dominated that game without really creating too many clear chances. So it was what it was. But I was really disappointed with them. They just played for a lot of set pieces and corners and stuff like that, and they were really disappointing. I was really, really disappointed with them. But the first half, Man United completely bossed that game. So I'll give it to you for that one. But the second half, honestly, De Gea doesn't make that save. I don't see Man United creating anything because it was just one of those, innit? But I'll take it. Like I said last night, by any means, we need the 3 points, and the same again against Everton. Big up to Craig. Craig, listen, this is not just my community, it's all of our community. I'm genuinely telling you. So let people know about the channel, man. You know a lot of United fans. Let them know about the channel, man. Let them to come subscribe to the channel. And that goes for every one of you. You want this community, spread the word about the community. That's what all need to do. It's not just me, guys, it's we. And that's why we interact. No other channel other than Saeed's interacts with the comments like we do here. We always, even in mid-flow conversation, blame it. It might be one of the benefits of my ADHD. I can still keep talking, and I can talk. React to some of the interact with the comments as well. Definitely. So big up to every one of you. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit the notification button because it lets you know when we're next live, people. Let's go. Let's go. Giddy Army. Not Giddy Army. Let's not get Giddy, hey. But tonight, it was a relief. It was a relief. It wasn't an enjoyable game other than the first half. It was more of a relief in the second half that Man United got the 3 points. But it is one of them. Honestly, it was one of them. Jump on if you can. Yeah, it was one of them. But honestly, Ariane Rashid. So, Rashid, talk to me. Who do you think who do you think played well in the second half when they got a bit sticky in the second half? Who do you think was playing well for Man United in the second half?
Who do I think was playing well? Well, in terms of that, I think who was playing well, I think it was probably between maybe Lissandro or Sabitzer. Because whereas when I was watching the second half, I mean, I was doing something, so I couldn't really watch too much of it. But I did watch it. I mean, second half, it was kind of a bit dead. I mean, Brentford was trying to come at us and stuff. But you know what? Luckily, we had the defense in Varane and Martinez. And then obviously Sabitzer. The front, I think Anthony was trying to do something, but didn't see much. Kept giving the ball away. But for me, I think probably Martinez. His composure on the ball, the way he passes it is just exceptional. So I think it was Martinez, and obviously Malacia when he came on. I think Malacia did well, and that's my take.
Yeah, big up Sean. Sean, welcome to have joined us, brother. I
Big up,
hope you're well.
Nerdy. How you guys
Yeah,
doing?
man,
Hey,
talk
everyone.
to me, man. Listen, I don't know how he looked on TV, but it was a massive relief. I thought the first half we completely dominated it without creating too many chances. We're live with one man like Ariane Rashid, Altani representing Qatar tonight. But talk to me, Sean. How did it look on TV for you? I thought the first half Bruno controlled it. I thought we completely dominated the first half without really creating more, clear chances. But how did you see the game?
No, similar. I agree with that take. Definitely, we dominated the first half. I think that probably had to do with the way we lost on the weekend. The players were a lot more motivated. This game. I think tactically as well. Ten Hag made a tweak by pushing Sabitzer further forward and then having Bruno and McTominay be the anchors. Having Bruno involved in our build-up play, led to more ball retention and us moving the ball around more. And I think tactical discipline from Luke Shaw and Dalot at first, fantastic. Dalot kept moving inwards and allowing Anthony to hug the touchline. So great game, great first half. Second half we were holding on, for dear life. I think the defense put in, as usual, wonderful job. I'm a little worried with our lack of scoring options. So if Rashford doesn't show up, there's no party for us. But overall, I think it was a decent game. I was glad that we held on, for 1-0 because it was squeaky bum time. I was watching it. I was scared that we were going to score, that then Brentford were going to score. But at the same time, we came away with 3 points, which is all that matters, regardless of how we played. So I was really, really, really impressed with my guy McTominay. I just want to put that out there. Yeah. I think he held down the fort. I think he was very crucial. Some key blocks, some key headers away. Yeah. And he did overall he did a good job. So I was glad to see him. I think Sabitzer is beginning to find his foot as well within the team. So I was glad to see that as well. And Dalot, I think this is the best I've seen Dalot since he came back from injury. And even today, there were still some questions here and then. But overall, good game. The team looks confident. I think we're trying to find our foot a bit. But once Casemiro, Eriksen, once Martial starts playing again, because I think now Weghorst is going to just be on the bench. I think with Martial back, I don't think we're going to see Weghorst start again for a minute now. So overall, I think we're in a very good place. We've come to the important part of the season, the last stretch, where Ten Hag really and the team really needs to step it up. So it's a good time to pick up 3 points, and I hope the run continues from here on.
Yeah, big up, man, big up. Jarvis, welcome to have joined us, bro. Big up to you. Yeah, I said about McTominay. I always want to be objective. I think there was a couple of times where if you had a bit of quality on the ball, Man United could have got put balls in behind Brentford, but he hasn't got the quality. But defensively,
he plays the same.
Tonight he defensively, couple of really good blocks, couple of really dangerous moments that they had where they whipped balls in to people like Jensen and that, in the box 10, 15 yards out. I thought he cleared it. I thought he attacked the ball. He didn't wait. He wasn't on his heels. I thought he did that, but obviously he lacks the quality on the ball that we all need. But I thought Sabitzer was really good tonight. The position where he played, the positions he took up, the times that he turned and tried to put balls in. But second half was nail biting, a bit on my nails. I don't know if you can see it, but I was biting my nails, man. Because the free kicks, the corners, the throw-ins, they were all doing it. Jarvis, how did you see that game tonight? Obviously, it wasn't live in the UK. It was definitely not live in the UK. And then, we, a lot of people had to go online to watch it. But how did you see it? It's not live on Norway TV, obviously, yeah? How was it?
It was live. It was live. Yeah, can you hear me okay? Because I have my new earpieces in. Yeah, okay, good. Well, it was a good game. Much better than I expected. So was really happy with the guys tonight. So my points on the different players, I would say the one who impressed me the most in the first half was Sabitzer. Because he did a vital job. I think Ten Hag had it tactically set up that way because he was trying to take out Nørgaard. So he was in the pockets of Rashford, and he was shielding the DM of Brentford.
Yeah.
So they didn't have any play through the midfield. So Brentford was forced to play long all the time and direct. So and that was easy going for Varane and Martinez.
Yeah.
So I was really happy about that. But in the second half, Sabitzer was a little bit gassed out. He couldn't run as much defensively, and it opened up, and Brentford pushed higher on the pitch with their
Plus, they
fullbacks.
made
And
changes. They bought on playmakers. They brought on.
yeah,
They bought on a couple of playmakers that can play from deep. And then there
hmm
was more option in midfield, and they overrun us a bit in midfield. I thought Scott McTominay in the box, he was brilliant defending, but in the midfield, there were times he was just Bruno. You know what I mean? And Sabitzer was
yeah,
a bit
yeah,
more forward, so there was a bit of gaps. But the first half, I thought the control that he had, Bruno, was brilliant as a number 6 in the first half. You know, creating.
yeah,
It's just that we missed him up the pitch to create a bit more and more chances. But second half, it was a bit touchy, but I thought they stuck to it. I was super impressed the way we defended the corners and free kicks, and we worked out what the plan that they were what they were trying to do. But I was really disappointed with them, really disappointed, because it shows you, yeah, we play, right? We're used to playing 3 games a week. They're not used to that. They're used to having a week in between games. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They're
yeah,
used to that. So you could tell in the first half they couldn't live with our pace and tempo. But what we did right in the first half, Jarvis, was that aggression, physicality, intensity. Once you match the teams that we play against with that, the quality should show. You know, our quality, and it did show at times in the first half, even though we didn't create clear-cut chances. I thought Anthony, off the ball, that was his best game for the Man United shirt by absolute mile, especially in the second half. In that corner where they would try to attack and try to get that ball out wide to the left back to try to whip the balls in. I thought what he did there with Diego Dalot, I thought they shut that down. They absolutely Boomer got taken off, and at times when Boomer goes, he either goes on the left hand side or the right hand side. He's quite versatile, and they absolutely shut that down. So I thought that was brilliant. I say it and I say it again. I'll tell you all. I've seen this movie before. Luke Shaw gets a new contract and an injury. We'll see how long he's out for. But I told you, I've got the T-shirt. I've had the popcorn. I've seen it all before. Tom,
I think this was
the
precautionary, though, Nuruddin. I think like they took him off just to be safe. He didn't look that bad.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. He had a yellow anyway. The referee was disgraced again, like most referees. Tom, how did you see that game?
Well, I saw it. I didn't think I was going to see it, and that was a 1-0. But
yeah. Big up JB, by the way. Let me just get this done quickly. Brentford want to play counter-attack football like the first game, but Ten Hag tactics to rotate wing-backs. The full-backs killed the Brentford game plan. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But they did not press as the way they pressed us in the first game at their ground. But go ahead, Tom.
No, they didn't press us in the way with the first half. And I said anyway in the preview that I thought with the stretch of the pitch, I thought if they did that, it would have played into their hands a lot easier because they would have had a lot more gaps and spaces to use than what they had at their ground. But I think the first half was probably the best football I've seen us play in a long while, maybe even in 2023, to be honest with you, because I look at the consistency with the passing, the way we were moving the ball around, especially with the cross from Anthony as well, which led to the goal. Sabitzer, the movement to get into the area that he did, and then the composure with the header. He didn't panic. He didn't try and flick it on and try and score himself. Composure in the box. And obviously with Rashford, with the goal itself, I mean, it was what it was, wasn't it? Put his foot through it. And at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of goalkeepers save chances from the penalty spot when a player has that much space and time to put their foot through it. Brentford, I'll be real, I thought they were poor. I really did think they were poor. I didn't really think the first half they gave much of a fight or a desire. And I think a lot of those supporters from Brentford, for Brentford who actually travelled all that way from London to go to the game, I think they've been very disappointed in the team's performance for the first half. But ultimately, you can only play what's in front of you, and we've got by another game where we've scraped by without Casemiro, without Eriksen, these kind of players were hopefully going to be coming back and give us more options. But Ten Hag, I think he had some nerve with the selection that he chose, really, because I think a lot of us thought after the disaster class that happened at Newcastle, we was potentially expecting McTominay to drop out for someone like Fred. Fresh, desire, pressing, the energy that he can bring. But at the end of the day, he's got a game plan for a lot of these players, I do think, with Ten Hag. And I do think he does deserve in many cases some credit because he took a lot of the players who took the flack from the Newcastle game, especially with Weghorst. He took him out of the firing line, and he gave him that rest, which he's earned. He's been here for God knows how long and not had a minute to even breathe. So I do think we should play some caution on that. But listen, from the whole performance, the first half, I think we should kill games off. Like, we need to kill games off. We need to be more ruthless in front of goal with the chances that we get. And if we do that, we'll blow teams away 2-3-0 at home. We've just got that consistency at the moment, that conviction in our play. But from an overall perspective, I think with Shaw going off as well, I think that doesn't obviously bode as well in terms of squad depth.
I've seen this movie before, Tom. New contract.
Yeah. New contract. Well, listen, we got into that last time, didn't we? But no, ultimately, I just think from a whole team perspective, it was good. Like you say, we can go to Everton now. We've got a win behind us. We've put a bit of a down from the Newcastle game, and we've got the performance and the reaction that we needed from the players ultimately. And the manager as well, I think he's learned from what happened in the first game as well. None of this silliness trying to play out from the back or anything like that anymore. Just if you need to hoof it long, you need to hoof it long at the end of the day. We know De Gea distributions, like we saw tonight, that the difference in goalkeepers in terms of distribution. But ultimately, I do think overall in the performance as well, like I know anyway with you, Nuruddin, mate, you big him up every 5 minutes, but Martinez, mate, what a player we've got there. Especially, I know we had to pay a bit extra for what we should have probably done for him, but I think he's coming to fruition because
worth every penny.
He didn't have a sniff tonight at all. Did not have a sniff, and when you can utilise a player who's arguably their best weapon and their best asset in any game, and you nullify him in the way that he did, and ultimately people, took the piss out of him when he came here physically, but he's imposing himself on players, and ultimately I look at that and I think that's what we've been needing for players with a bit of bite, a bit of retaliation, if you like, redemption from what happened with Newcastle. But from a whole team perspective, listen, we won 1-0, brilliant, clean sheet, got the win, 3 points, but we need to be more ruthless in front of goal, because I was shocked that we would have won that game 1-0 like we did, because I thought Brentford of old, maybe from earlier in the season, would have gone to Old Trafford and would have scored at least one easily, especially from the set pieces that we was giving away with the fouls. But overall, it was a good team performance, and like you say, we move on, we take the momentum into the Everton game.
Yeah, big up, Tom. Irfan, how did you see that game, bro? How you feeling? You feeling a bit better?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit better today, yeah. As you said that, 2 words I'd say: relief and morale boosting win. I'd say I don't think it was a particularly good game, but I agree with Tom. I think they were poor. They made it easy for us. I don't think we played particularly well. We showed good energy in the first half, but we don't really have the quality penetration. We had a lot of the ball. We had a lot of possession, 5 corners very, very quickly. But again, you don't see any penetration in this Man United team. But having been battered by Newcastle, it's little steps again to get the confidence going again. And there weren't really any standout performances. I thought we defended quite well. I thought we won the midfield battle. That was down to Ten Hag, moving Sabitzer forward. And McTominay I thought it was poor in the first half. He was McHideaway, but in the second half, he actually played well. It was one of the best defensive performances I've seen from him for a while. But, we were lucky today in the sense that they were really poor. I really thought they'd give us a game. And, you asked me today, Nerdin, what do you think? I said, I'll take a 1-1. And I'm quite happy that we won. I mean, we won quite easily in the end because they didn't look like, apart from that one chance that what's that guy called? Was he called Shade or something? I forget his name. Yeah, the one where that hair stood big and it hit him in his face or hit him in his chest. That was a vital save. But again, my worry is that I know we need to take little steps forward each time after to try to win, because whatever happens, we just have to get in the top 4. I don't care if we lose the Carabao Cup. I don't care if we lose in Europa League, FA Cup. I don't give a damn. I just want that 4th. I don't care by hook or crook. We have to get the 4th. But my worry is that when I look at the team, we need more than this. We need more than this. It's such a relief that Martial's playing instead of Weghorst. I'm so relieved because he can hold the ball up and can bring players in. That's a winner. Like you said, I don't think Weghorst will be. I think it'll only be if Martial's fit. Weghorst will only be a substitute, if that. Did we come back well from the Newcastle win? We did a little bit. I did think we did all right. I think our energy was good.
Really good. The first half.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Nuruddin. We had a lot of possession, but did you see? Look,
no, we did. Yeah, but we didn't create FM. But you know what? We had more
Dominated
aggression.
them.
We had more intensity.
Dominated what? What was the score at half time? What was the score at half time? 1-0. Dominated.
I think you're being a bit unfair to say that Brentford.
I'm not. I'm looking at the team. I'm looking at the team I see. Sean, you see the team how you see them. I see the team how I see them. Yeah, I can't think of what we're calling your brain. I thought we got a relief or morale boosting win because they were poor. We weren't particularly great. Look how many saves did you have to make? Honestly, how many saves did you have to make? Really?
I'm not sure what
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look, that was a small step from the Newcastle win. It was a small step. Now, if we play form teams the way we played today, we'll get beat. I'm sorry to say we will get beat, but that's my honesty. Where I'm positive is I'm so glad we won. We actually managed the game quite well because we nullified the midfield. They were not the Brentford that wins teams easily. They just weren't. I'm sorry, they weren't. But we need high level performances. If we're going to get that top 4, we need to be playing a lot better. Now, look, my biggest problem with this team again today is how many times does Anthony shoot at the ball? How many times does he shoot and how many times he's not even hit the target? Example, we still relied too much on Rashford. Sancho was there and thereabouts, but he's still not on form. He's still not.
Listen, I'm going to show you on television, but off the ball, he makes some amazing runs.
Who did?
Fantastic runs, Sancho.
Listen, I rate the guy, but it's not the guy. He is not the guy from Dortmund. I see.
Oh my God, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. The performance against today, he kept the ball exactly what Jarvis always talks about. Kept the ball, held the ball, technically.
But Nuruddin, we bought a serious player who hasn't delivered yet. Let's be honest about this. We bought a serious player from Dortmund. When I watched this guy for Dortmund, I'm like, wow. I was like, wow, when I saw this guy. So look, I don't want us to get geared. I don't want to be too negative. This is my views. This is how I see it. I thought it was like I said, we won basically because, to a degree. Our fitness was our best thing. When Fred came on, a lot of great energy, breaking up the play. Very, very good last 25 minutes or whatever it was. But this was a small morale boosting team. We didn't play like a win. We didn't play like a team on form. We played like a team that's trying to find its feet again after being slapped a few times. Yeah. So I'm going to take that.
We're not on form.
We need to improve. The school report says did well, but we need to improve. That's the school report.
The thing is that we're not on form, so like we're not a team that's on form. So saying that we played like a team that's not on form, that's definitely because we're not on form. Like we're in a patchy period. The team is kind of trying to find its foot. Like we lost some key players. The manager is still learning about the Premier League, so we're not in form right now. And given all of that, this was a good game. Like this was a good game. It wasn't that Brentford were poor. We came out of the blocks with energy from the first.
They weren't. That's not the Brentford. That's not the Brentford that's been winning to get to 6th, 7th. That's not the Brentford. That's not the Brentford. Come on, man. Come on.
But they could only be that Brentford, quote unquote, if we let them, and we didn't give them any room to be themselves. That's what happened. Like so, you can't say that if a team loses, like every time a team loses is because they not play to their best. Like no shit. Like definitely that's not the Brentford, but because we didn't let them play to their best, we didn't let them play to their normal standard because we closed all the spaces. Like for the first 3 minutes or so, I think the first 10 or 20 minutes, possession was 80% to 20%. Like we dominated possession, like we were all over them. We didn't create much in the first half, definitely, yes, true, but we dominated and we made it difficult for them to play their game. And I think given the form that we've been in, this was a good performance. Like this was something
you just said it, Shane. You just said it. You said we dominated, but we didn't create anything. Let's just think about that. We dominated, but we didn't create anything.
No,
just
so let me tell you. So let me tell you what dominance looks like to me.
Definitely.
Yeah, dominance to me looks like keeping the ball in your opponent's half, retaining possession, being the first to second balls, like winning all your second balls, winning your tackles. That's what domination looks like to me.
We did.
We
Yeah,
did that.
we did win the second balls. We did.
So we have some issues. We have some issues with creativity because Bruno was playing deeper. Sancho is not quite to the Dortmund levels, and Anthony is not a very creative person, like creative player in general. Neither is Rashford. So we weren't able to create so many chances. I agree, but we dominated them in the first half, and I was happy to see that, given that we have all these players missing, and
Can
the
I
team
just
is
say
just
one
trying
thing?
to find its foot.
I'll just say one thing. Most of you, because obviously you're watching it on telly, and the camera follows the ball. But Sancho in the first half made some amazing runs. But Bruno in a deeper position tonight, 84% possession. I'm just looking at the percentages is up. Created the most chances in the game. I thought we shot a lot too much. We shot we had too many shots. But here, big up Windy saying for the panel tonight, and I'll go to Tom, and then we'll go to Arian, Malcolm, Jarvis, and then Sean and Irfan. Question for the panel, she said, should Rashford start number 9 for the rest of the season and bring Martial on as the number 9 for 35 minutes in the second to protect him with injuries? I'll go to you quickly, Tom, and then we'll go Arian, Malcolm, and then go that way. Go that way around. So go ahead.
Personally, no, I wouldn't. I think Rashford, in some games, it suits for him to play down the middle, like Brentford, because you're going to have the spaces. You're going to have, the gaps between the centre halves because the fullbacks want to bomb on. That's the way that they play, ultimately. It was a game where you could have probably used him in this sort of scenario today, but against other teams, like I look at, say, you play him at centre forward against maybe a back three of what Chelsea might throw against you because of the system that they play, or other teams, like when you play City, for example, he's more useful playing out wide left than he would be probably through the middle, just based on the fact of he can cut inside, he can dribble past people. That's the only thing. And like I say, as soon as Martial gets to full fitness and gets back up to scratch, hopefully, it doesn't matter if there's that risk of getting injuries or not. Ten Hag will use him. Like, there's no doubt about it, because Weghorst, he doesn't offer him anything other than work rate. That's it. Martial can offer you potentially that when he's fully fit, but also a lot more contributions in terms of maybe 3-4 goals toward the end of the season, but then a couple of assists and link-up play. That's what we need at this moment in time. And ultimately, he's not been there to do that because he's not been here most of the season. And overall, with Rashford, majority of his goals and his contributions where he's got in the position that he's played this season to get into the level that he has been from that wide left role. And I don't think we should sway away from what we know he's good at, and that is wide left. And if that means you don't have to compensate for other players like Sancho and stuff, you have to compensate for that. Because sometimes you look at a player and you think, right, we found that position now, don't change it. There's no need to change. Don't, with the old motto, don't break, if something's not broken, don't fix it at the end of the day. And that's how I look at it with Rashford from wide left.
Yeah, big up Mateus, free Palestine indeed. Free Palestine, free Alaska. Bumbaye, welcome. You watched the game. What did you think of it? And then we'll go around and people can ask the questions. Big up to Tom. Tom hopefully can come back. But go ahead, Bumbaye.
Good evening, gentlemen. It's nice to see a full house when we win. Dedicate this win to the people.
When you're winning. Only turn up when you're winning. You only turn up when we win. You only turn up when we win. Go ahead, Bumbaye.
As Mathhouse said, I think dedicate this win to the people of Palestine, man. I watched people going to try and pray in the Aqsa Mosque were beaten up back like they were animals. It was pretty shocking. So that's shout out to them people. And a question for my Qatari brother there. What are you getting me for Eid, man?
It's gonna sort you out. What's
the sheikh getting me for Eid?
It's gonna
be getting you everything.
He's gonna get rid of the glazes for you. That's what he's gonna do for you.
I'll get the glazes out for you. That's the first for the start.
That'll do me, man. That'll do me. I like that.
And second of all, also get in the prayer room. Everything you'll ever want. Imagine.
Don't tease us, man. Don't tease us. Anyway, game. I thought we were excellent, to be honest, guys. I thought the two things that really shone through today was the team shape was brilliant. I felt that we were constantly able to creep up and get our players high up into their pitch with really good positional sense moving as a team. It wasn't like we were pressing hardcore, but everybody was to a man, really good shape all the time. And I thought the midfield kept a really good shape as well. There wasn't a lot of outballs for them. They went long a lot, if you notice. Martinez was getting his foot in. We were just getting the ball back through forced errors from them. And I really like the way that at any moment when Brentford thought about getting their tails up, we were able to take the sting out of the game by recycling the ball really well.
Especially
we kept
in the
the
first
ball.
half.
And I thought first half and the second half, it's 1-0 and you've got to be professional. And I thought really we were very good at that today. There was just a lot of not passes to make anything happen, just keep the ball moving, keep things, take the sting out of the game. And that was really good to see. Performance-wise, I thought David De Gea was used a lot today. He cleared his lines really well. He was called into action. He makes the save brilliant. Shout out to Malacia. Thought it was excellent. Thought it was really good today. Good to see him link up. He went forward well. Very aggressive, very tenacious. I really, really like this player. Scott McTominay, I thought positionally, surprisingly, he was excellent.
Yeah, today defensively.
Made some very, very critical interceptions, tracked his men really well. And, he was a competitor. And that's what Scott McTominay is. He's a competitor, man. He's a solid boy. And today he shone through. Thought Bruno was really good. And I really, really enjoyed and appreciated Anthony and Rashford. The work that they put in today, getting back, especially in the second half. Credit to Anthony.
That's the best I've seen him play off the ball. Off the ball defensively. That's the best I've seen him play off.
They were very good. They were very good. So I thought today, Man United, man, it was all round. Everybody rose to the occasion. And we didn't allow Brentford to have their own way today. I thought we played a large part in nullifying Brentford because of the team shape, because there wasn't a lot of outballs. And they weren't able to break. They had their opportunities, but we doused it. The game makes a save. But in the main, I think Manchester United collectively as a team, the structure, the shape, the way the team moved in unison was excellent tonight. And the stuff that was missing against Newcastle, which is really important to bring against Brentford, was there tonight. We competed.
Definitely.
We were aggressive. And I think that's a fantastic point. That puts us now with a nice breathing cushion in 4th place. We've got a game in hand and 3 points ahead of the next closest team. So we can even afford to lose a game and still be in a relatively good stead. So on the whole, well done to the manager and the players. Really good.
Yeah, Boumbaye, did you notice that you talk about a lot about shape? Did you notice how Sabitzer stabilized the shape in the way he played, especially in the first half?
I think today, Jarvis, is the first time I appreciate that player. He comes with a reputation. He's a name that's known, not to me too much, only by name and reputation. But I think today he started to show, he showed me anyway, what he can do in terms of, like you say, how he stabilizes things. He is where he's supposed to be. He gives you he's an all-rounder. He's got a bit of everything. So I'm excited to see what he brings for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, it will be very interesting. Big up HK Music for the super chat. Says United fans want Sancho to run at his man. No, he's not that type of winger. I know that, brother. He's not that type of player. Every single time and shoot when he's supposed to, pass before they rate him. He's not that kind of player. 100% he's not that kind of player. The thing about Sancho is that when Man United is to decide to dominate the game and then we get more better creative passes up the pitch, Sancho's going to be, we need to get him in goal scoring position because he is one of the calmest, coolest in the box and he will score a lot of goals for Man United. Mark my words. If we do that, if we get him in the box facing up a man one-on-one, Sancho will score goals. I'm telling you. But we need to stabilize the midfield for him to do that 100%. Big up to every one of you. There's nearly 140 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're 70 away from 7,000. So please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification button. Hit the like button. And become part of the community, people. Where we are with good result tonight. I thought it was more about the result than the performance. Second half, I was nervy. All of you can tell how nervous the game was in the second half by my nails, how much I've bitten my nails. So it shows you that. Would you play Marcus as a number 9, Jarvis, more this season? And then sorry, she asked a question. Windy, let me get Windy's question. Windy asked this question. If you want to get that, would the panel start Rashford as a number 9, Rashford and bring Martial on to the second half to protect his injuries? Would you do that, Matt Jarvis? And then we'll go to Ariane, then Malcolm, Sean, then Bumbaye. Fans back.
Yeah, the short answer is as long as Martial is injury free, yeah, of course he should play. He should play more than 35 minutes. He should probably play 90 minutes because he's a different level than Weghorst. But I was actually thinking about with Martial and Sabitzer in the 9 and in the 10. Because they both like the short pass game. They like flicks. They like combination play with each other. So those two guys with 2 inside forwards that takes runs, I think that will be a combination that would probably work really well. Because the problem with Bruno, he don't combine the game with Martial really very good. He always look for the Hollywood pass and the true balls and stuff like that. So he don't recycle the way probably Ten Hag likes to play. So
who's that?
No, Bruno. Bruno, yeah, with Bruno in the 10. So I would like to see more of Sabitzer in the 10, but with Martial in the 9, and see those 2 players combine and have the fast inside forwards running. So I think that would probably fit the Ten Hag style of play much more than Bruno. And Bruno played really well in the 6 today, so maybe he could do a role in this in the 6 or the 8 with Casemiro on the field, and move further back, especially against lower teams like Brentford and stuff like that. Yeah,
100%. Ariane, what do you think? Do you think Rashford should start number 9 and bring him on, or do you think we should just throw Martial in there and Rashford on the left and Sancho on the right sometimes, or Sancho as the number 10, or Sabitzer as the number 10, as Java said? What do you think, Ariane?
Me personally, no, I don't think we should start Rashford at the top. I mean, what Tom said before, I half agree with what he said. What he just said was spot on. I think Rashford shouldn't play up front because most of the goals he's got comes from the wide left area where he runs, drifts inside, and he can cut inside and shoot on his right foot. That's his best position, left wing. Because when I see Rashford play up front, I saw games against Liverpool where we got hammered 7-0, even the City game 6-3. He was playing up front, and then each time he was tried running in behind, and he just couldn't do it. And I'm just thinking, this guy, when he plays up front, he looks ghosted half the time. So I wouldn't really play him up front. I mean, probably
but he offers a better movement and a bit more movement than
of course. But the thing is, with Rashford, I mean, against bigger teams, I mean, when he plays up front, it's a little bit lethargic, really. I mean, when he has like big defenders on like Van Dijk and stuff, Kanji, he does struggle a bit. But when he plays wide, yeah, he'll have so much space and time, to get through and stuff. No, I would not play him up front. I'd play him wide, and then up front, Martial, yeah, for me, if he stays fit. Obviously, we're gonna have to do a little bit of rotation and put Weghorst there. Yeah. But Martial, yeah, he has to start. I mean,
definitely made a big difference when he come on tonight. Malcolm, what do you think, Malcolm?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Can you see the question again?
No. What I was saying that, do you think somebody said that should Rashford should be on? Should Rashford? That's the question. Question for the panel: should Rashford start as the number 9 for the rest of the season? Bring Martial on 35 minutes in the second half to protect his injuries. Should we do that?
I think. I mean, yeah. I think even today's game, he proved that today. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't. He's not like like he's physical or anything. But I think with Rashford, I think he gets into the right places at times. So I think for the rest of the season, I think you should just stick him that. I think he's getting the goals for us and everything. So I don't think there should be any reason why he shouldn't be in the in that number 9 role for us. So to me, I'm up for it. But yeah,
Yeah, big up Malcolm. Big up. I'll go
okay,
to
always.
yeah with that question. Big up Stephanie as well. Stephanie said we do miss Garnacho's directness. Hopefully back in May. Honestly, Garnacho, I miss him so much. You don't understand. Because he injects a level of energy to the players that unless you're at the game at Old Trafford, you don't see it. The TV don't do it justice. It does not do it justice. And I've missed him so much. It's unbelievable. The impact that kid has had. It's been unbelievable. Again, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, always. Go ahead, Sean. What do you think? Who should be starting? Do you think Rashford and then bring manager Martial's injury? What do you reckon for the rest of the season?
Yeah, me personally, if Marshall is not fit, then I would rather see Rashford up front than playing on the left. I understand what everyone is saying about how if it's not broke, don't fix it, and how Rashford looks to get the most goals from the left. But the way I see it, and I know this might be controversial, but I don't think Rashford offers us enough in terms of one, defensive covering, and two, just actual assists or crossing into the box. So the way it looks right now, if Rashford is not scoring and is playing on the left, then we're pretty much a man down. And I know that's a risk you take with players like Rashford, because like they can get you the goals and everything. But I think if we want to get to the level that we want to get to, I think we need to see more from whoever is playing on the left and on the right. So we need to see crosses into the box. We need to see participation in the build-up play, and I don't see enough of that from Rashford yet. Even when you play that, so this idea that playing as a striker means you only stand in one spot in the middle. Even if you're a striker, sometimes you can drift to the left or drift to the right. And even when Rashford plays on the left, when Marshall is playing, they often swap positions. So I would rather see Rashford up front if Marshall is not playing than on the left.
Yeah, big up, brother, big up. That's from Ariane Rashid, by the way, Lilias. That's a message for you. I'll go to Irfan. Irfan, did you answer this question already? Who should start up front?
I didn't answer the question. No. What was Wendy saying? She was saying to protect Rashford, you play him in number 10 instead of number 9. What was it?
To protect Marshall.
Oh, to protect Marshall, yeah. It's a tough one because it hasn't really worked, you see, when you switch Rashford. It doesn't work, does it? He's not a guy that can play centre forward. He's more effective when he plays on the wing. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's any hope of protecting Martial. Martial is who he is. How many games has he missed this season again? How many?
Maybe like a third of our season, like in general.
How many games has Martial missed recently? How many games has he missed?
He missed for about 3 months, Irfan.
That's what I'm saying. So protecting him from what? I don't get it. How are you going to protect?
Just managing him now, managing his injuries.
I think it's an impossible task. I think that's an impossible task. Impossible. You've seen this guy. It's not like 1 year of injuries or 2 years. It's been injuries from the get-go, really, hasn't it? That's what it feels like to me. I feel like this guy's always been injured. He's never ever not been fit for a whole season or half.
Did you listen to Ten Hag's embargoed conference before this Brentford game? I think he made the point that the way he sees Marshall, if Marshall is fit, he's playing. I think Ten Hag believes that like Marshall offers us something that no one else in the team
completely does. Listen, Shane, I'm with you all the way. I've said this all the way because he's got close control of the ball. He can keep the ball in tight spaces. We don't have anybody that can do that. Don't get me wrong. This guy frustrates the hell out of me because I know he's got a skill. Do you remember a couple of seasons ago his relationship with Rashford when they were sort of really in the zone together? They were finding each other all the time. Do you remember? I thought that was the beginning of something special for the team, but it never happened. It never came to fruition. So I get that, but I'm saying, like most of us, like most of the people I speak to, we love Martial, but we're done with the guy. We're done with the guy because if you're not going to do it this season, I don't know when the season was going to do it. And like those injuries that he gets, these sort of mystery injuries, whatever, you can't try to, look, you can't try to look after somebody whose injury record is poor and salvage somebody else. You just can't. And the moral of the story is Ten Hag and Man United, let's be honest, we are winging it this year. We don't have the team, but we're winging it. We are blagging everyone. And by doing better than we should with this squad, that's the bottom line. And he's playing his best. Ten Hag is doing his best with a weak squad. To tell you the truth, the additions aren't the best additions. We're not really there yet, but we're just hanging on. And like I said, I just hope and pray that we get top 4. I don't care how we do it. Like I said, I'm with Norridin all the way. I'd rather we were out of the FA Cup. Well, not he wants to keep in the FA Cup. I'll leave the FA Cup. I'll leave Europa League. I just want to see some consistency so we can get in the top 4. Watching Newcastle, but I mean, obviously, I know West Ham made like 3 or 4 ridiculous mistakes, yeah. But they've got the drive and energy because they've got nothing to fight for. They've got nothing going on. And when you're blagging it, when you don't have the squad, you need this type of space and physical strength to get through a season like this. We're not. This was the wrong season for us to be in 4 cups or whatever with that squad. This was the wrong season. Now I've been thinking. I was talking to my friend about this today. Now look, Ten Hag is a winner, but I could sit down with Ten Hag and say, listen, bro, forget all these cups. Forget about your thing about winning. Just get to top 4. Give the players a rest and make top 4 easy and get out of the cups. But obviously, that's not Ten Hag's strategy. So we have to roll with that. That's the bottom line.
I think Ten Hag would tell you that. I think Ten Hag would tell you, Amerifan, that that's a false choice. Like that, the choice between qualifying for top 4 or competing in these trophies. I think Ten Hag would tell you that he doesn't want to have to choose, and that that's why he's here. And this player should turn up. I think the lesson for him, in my opinion, is to learn a way to manage the squad. Which is why I think you have to manage a player like Martial. You have to manage him. You have to account for his injuries, account for his proneness to injuries, and manage him. That's what a good manager does. He takes the resources that he has, identifies their weakness and their strengths, and finds a way to get the best out of what he has.
Sean, he's been doing that with every player. He does that. A good manager does it with every single player, not one particular player. He does it with every single player. That's good. That's what good managers do with every single one. No one special one. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, he does it with everyone. He does it with Varane. He manages Varane every now and then. I think what happened with
no. He manages Varane every game. He manages every game. Come on.
You know what? Obviously, was in the other side, but a brilliant. I've just seen the goal. Brilliant header by Sabitzer. What a brilliant setup for that goal for Rashford, who came back from an offside position but kept himself onside. So yeah, he made it look easy. That's not an easy finish. That could have gone over. Times like that, when you try to control that ball into the roof of the net, it usually goes over. So we'll take it.
It was one of the best parts of the whole game. Was that goal actually, Nuruddin? One of the best.
Yeah.
But like I said, look, but Nuruddin, my bottom line is, look how much possession and position we waste. Look how much we waste. Look how long just end up nowhere, and like the ball's just lost or a shot's gone wide. We never make the right pass in the right moment because we don't quite have the quality and confidence to open up the teams and to make chances so they're going to hit the target or the keeper has to make it. We're just not quite there yet. We're just not.
Everton on Saturday. It's not going to be easy, people. Sean Dice, Mumbai. What you reckon? That's another must-win game. A must-win game if Man United want to finish in top 4. I mean, look at Newcastle tonight. I hope effing West Ham go down. If that was Man United away to West Ham tonight, they probably would have got a draw.
Nuruddin, have you seen the mistakes? Have you seen the mistakes? Have you seen them yet?
No, I didn't see it. No.
Wait till you see the mistakes that they got. You think that?
No, I hope David gets relegated. Mumbai, go ahead. Talk to me.
I think the premise of Wendy's question is legitimate. I think if Martial is fit, you want him to start. I believe his cameo today was good. He dropped in well. He recycled well. You can see he likes a 1-2 and he can play in intricate spaces. Ultimately, the fact that we all recognise we're missing a striker, an out-and-out centre forward, what that does is it opens the floor up to options for us to explore. So we do have players that have multiple positional ability. I think Marcus Rashford today, he finds the space in the box and he's in the right place at the right moment, as strikers should be, and he gets his goal. So him playing up front is all right with me. I think he can do it. And if you look at the way Martial does play, what Jarvis is saying, there is credence to it, in my opinion, and Sabitzer also. If you're playing them as the 9, they have the qualities to play there. The only thing with Martial that I have always worried about is the work rate and his capacity for his head to go down if things are not quite going his way. Don't think there's a lot of room for that in this team at the minute and at this stage of the season. But if he can apply himself, the qualities that he has, I could see him operating as a 9. And on the left as well, I actually think Marcus Rashford has always been a quite diligent worker. He applies himself. Even when he is carrying the team, I still see him do the ugly side of the game. So I don't really have any issue with the work rate. But Martial, ultimately, you know, Ten Hag will know where he's at. He needs to try and protect him in case we lose him again, because it would be nice to have him for the stretch, the home stretch. And if he is able to complete 90 minutes, then he should get 90 minutes under his belt. It will do him nothing but good. If you want to ask me about the Everton game, it's, you know, each game at a time. I think the guys, from what Eric Ten Hag said post Newcastle and before this game, is he has belief in this team. He's got confidence in these players that they should not be allowing the levels to drop like they did against Newcastle. I think that's something that permeates in the underbelly of Man United. We have the ability to just lose the reins completely. And he's come to terms with that, but his job, he knows, is to say, look, refocus, let's keep doing what served us so well, because I don't think we're in fourth and third in all these competitions by luck. We deserve it on merit. You know, I understand you can't play well every week, but sometimes you have to play like you did tonight. You know, a professional job, you know, good temperament, and get a good feel for the game and see it out. So I think Everton is a game there that we can win. I believe the quality again will shine through. There's a little bit of similarities with this game, Brentford, Everton. You know, the way Sean Dyche likes to play. So we have to be up for it. And we also have to impose ourselves a little bit, because the quality is there. We do have it. And if it can shine through alongside the application, then hopefully we can get the result.
I agree with you, bro, 100%. But let's see what happens on Saturday. We'll be there again Saturday, people. I'll be at that game. It's not going to be easy against Sean Dyche, and it's not going to be easy against Everton without Casemiro. I thought Casemiro was brilliant against Everton. I was at that game. I went to Goodison Park. Ronaldo scored the winner. Rashford could have had a couple of goals that day. But definitely, you know, that was Frank Lampard's Everton. And now apparently Frank Lampard, is it truth? Is it breaking? Is it news? Is it Frank Lampard definitely back at Chelsea? Yeah. Is he definitely?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's close. It's close.
Yeah. So the rest of the season, I think they apparently, Luis Enrique was in London today. So if they get Luis Enrique, wow, that's going to be levels. But big up to every one of you tonight, people. Mateus says playing average is the new standards at Man United. Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's what we have at the moment. That's the Glazeronomics. That's Glazer ownership. That typifies the Glazers. If Rashford scores 2 goals per game, we would be delighted. It takes stress out of the game like tonight. Yeah, definitely. We needed a second goal in the first half, I think, while we were on top. I told everybody around me, Brentford can't have that. That's the worst football half they've played in the season. They've only lost once in the last 16, people. In the last 16 games, they've only lost once. So that tells you everything you need to know. Big up Agostino says, the quality is there. He couldn't disagree more. We don't have the quality for all these competitors. The league, something will have to give if he hasn't already. No, he's already asked, bro. He's already half, definitely. He has already given. For the striker, Survivor Talan will never leave Martial for the full 90 minutes. Add some odds, not that in our favour. He will just stay healthy, yeah, 100%. You know what, Everton, they're going to do what they're going to do, but we need that first goal back. Definitely, we need the first goal against them, 100%. They'll have to come out then. Lampard is the caretaker for Chelsea. You know what, this season already, I think even on the dice, they got a draw at Man City, if you don't remember. Most of you remember, it was on the Lampard. I think they got a draw at the Etihad. So it's a big derby still. It's Merseyside against Manchester United. It's Liverpool, Manchester. So it's going to be a big game.
Isn't it lunchtime kickoff? No.
Yeah, it's 12:30 kickoff. Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But big up to everybody. Big up to everybody of you in the chat. There's 130 of you. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video if you're not already done, people. And then hit the notification button. We're 700. We're 70 away from 7,000. So please subscribe if you're not already subscribed already. I'd like to thank everybody who's coming here tonight. We only turn up when we're winning, people. We only turn up when we're winning.
No.
I wish. But the message tonight is to the people at Alaska Mosque in Jerusalem and in Palestine: solidarity and love, with everybody. People of Ukraine, people in Yemen, people everywhere in the world, people in my birthplace. The war that's kicking off over there, all around East Africa. Solidarity and love to everybody oppressed and everybody fighting for freedom, and everybody that's trying to get to a safe place and is finding themselves in the middle of a war zone. So lots of love, lots of light. Let me just get this and get everybody's thing tonight. Is Ariane Rashid? I don't know why it's not added you again. So let me just add this. But you can see Jarvis at Ebola77. So make sure you give him a follow on Twitter. Sean Thomas is at Sean Thomas on Twitter. And then the podcast is How We See Things. So make sure you can get that all across all the where you get all your podcasts from. Ariane Rashid, I'm going to change it, hopefully, if it lets me change it.
Is Ariane really representative from the Qatari group? Or you guys?
Yeah, from the Qatari. You can see him there.
No, he's planted to see what the fans are thinking. He's going to report back to them. Don't worry about that. That's what he's going to do, yeah.
So is that Ariane Rashid? That's his first name, Rashid, Rashid, on Twitter. Irfan, you can check him at Irfan Rainey. On Twitter and Irfan Rainey Instagram, a lot of music on Instagram. Bumbaye, he only is exclusive. He's signed the 100-year contract with United Real Therapy. You're never gonna get him on any social media. You only get him on here. And then
what a mistake!
Make sure,
I heard ESPN are getting him next year. I've already signed for ESPN. No, I think you're wrong. No, Nuruddin. I think he'll be gone. You better use him for like some months. Not much left, man.
Listen,
he's going with the big boys.
I'm telling you. Listen, he's exclusive. He's exclusive to here. And make sure you follow Tom Journalist 1 on Twitter as well. It says, I hope Vieira gets many chances and Lampard to manage. I don't think so.
Wendy, come on, Wendy, sister, you're an intelligent woman. There is no way in this life, unless you go back and erase history, last 500 years, Vieira might get chances, but that is not happening. You know that's never going to happen.
Yo, also big up Sophia Talks Football. Go and check out Sophia's channel. She does a lot of watch alongs. Her channel's brilliant. Give her a subscribe. She's a brilliant content creator. We need to support more women, especially on YouTube.
Hello Norwegian.
Genuinely, guys, you gotta go ahead and go and subscribe to her channel as well. And she does a lot of Premier League watch along. She's based in Norway, Oslo. She's a fellow Norwegian, like
we've got to introduce them to some nothing Buddha. We've got to introduce these two. He's a hardcore Man United fan, and the kids are in Man United as well. I see you with the kids Man United shirts on in Buddha of all places.
Yeah.
Are you willing to introduce him, Jazzy? He's one of our old friends. He's been in Norway all his life, and my uncle, before he passed away, lived in Oslo for 40 years. I went to visit him 5 times. So I know I've been Bergen, Stavanger. I've been to lots of places in Norway. I got a nice love for Norway, you know.
I'm never going in the winter. I'm going to go in the summer. So, yeah, Jarvis, I'll let you
know. It's beautiful in the winter and it's beautiful in the summer.
Guys, you're welcome to come to Norway in the winter, too. It's beautiful in the winter.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jarvis, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand the beauty of Norway. And the fjords and the mountains is beautiful. And when you see the sun, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, in my opinion.
Listen, big up to her, honestly. Big up to Sophia. So, yeah, Sophia Talks Football. Check her out, Sophia Talks Football on Twitter as well, people, yeah? Big up to Sophia. Big up to everyone. Big up to Georgia B as well, Mel. Try it out for United. We need some midfielder who can run 7 miles per match today. You know what? Today, we got to give it up. For me, man of the match today was Anthony off the ball because he was so unfortunate to be taken off. But Bruno, as a number 6 today, was the perfect performance. 84% pass completion. Created the majority of chances.
You see, Nuruddin, you know one thing today, though, I noticed with him, though, I wasn't getting too frustrated with the way we passed.
3 times he gave the ball away. 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but compare that to how many times he normally gives away.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
In the first half, he controlled the tempo. He definitely controlled the tempo. For us, 100%. Big up to Windy as well. I have friends from Trinidad moved to Norway. Oh my God!
Wow! No, that is a move. From Soca Calypso to flipping, it's from Carnival, Trinidad to Norway. Wow, that is a big change. I just recorded some music with a Kenyan brother who lives in forget which part of Norway he lives in, and he's surviving, and he moved from Kenya, so it is possible, you know. But I think it's quite a lot of layers and maybe a year of getting used to that cold. Actually, you never get used to the cold there, but it's not the worst cold. I don't think it's the worst cold of countries I've been to. It's cold, but it's not the worst cold. No.
Yeah. Listen, big up to everybody. Love and light. Win, lose or draw. Glazers out. Bankers out. We'll be back on Friday night with a with a preview for Everton. It's going to be a tough one, but I'll try to do it tomorrow night if I can. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow night if I can. But hopefully you're all invited if you are free people. Love to come on and hopefully we'll have an Everton fan as well on here.
We're not doing that. We're not going to do a score, Nuruddin, of the team.
My mate Little Dan, we'll be here with Little Dan. And big up to Malcolm as well. Make sure you subscribe to Malcolm as well. Check out his socials, Malcolm Keys as well. Make sure you subscribe to him.
Yes, people.
Make sure you check out his United as well. MK United 19, I think it is. So go and check his YouTube out as well. Big up to every one of you. We'll be back tomorrow night with a preview for Everton on Saturday morning. Peace, light, win, lose, draw, Glazers out.
Yes,
Glazers
always
out.
Out, fast, out, like now.
Now,
you know what?
out
the
now.
message from Old Trafford was
Out in the next few minutes.
Fuck off, God. Fuck off, God. That's what it was. Sell the club and fuck off home. That was the message from Old Trafford tonight. 100%. That's what it was to the Glazers. So big up to everybody and love and light. And those who are fasting, solidarity and love and Viva Palestina. Free Palestine, free Palestine. Glazers out. Peace, love, light. Take care, people. Good night.
Yes, people.
Big up, everyone.